the key skill for any person that wants to enter a human-computer interface design is an ability to empathize with users.
Don't think technology. Think person, think task, think activity.
I spend a lot of my time going around universities looking at wonderful interfaces that people have built. And the most frustrating thing for me is I say to the people building them, I say, who's this for? And they say, well, I'm not really sure. And in the worst case, the user will just give up and not even try to use it, like all the people who don't program their VCRs.
Make it right there, yeah.
Human-computer interaction needs to be studied from the very beginning. It is not the paint you put on at the end of the project. It's the steel structure on which you build the building.
Human-computer interaction, or more simply HCI, is the job of designing the right interface between the user and the computer. Computers used to be the preserve of trained experts who were expected to adapt themselves to the interface. But now computers are everywhere. We all rely on them in one form or another. It's not possible for everyone to be an expert. The computer interface must now adapt itself to us. Fortunately, the modern, fast, large memory computer can be made to present almost any face to the user. But how do you make a good interface? What common principles lie behind the best HCI designs? And why is it so important to get the interface right?
The common user applications, word processors, spreadsheets, databases. Here, improvements in the user interface make a competitive advantage in the marketplace that means the life or death of a company.
You find a product that has a good, easy-to-use interface that's pretty universally accepted by everyone, and it's something that they can recognize right away, and that sells quickly.
Getting an interface right has clear commercial benefits. But getting an interface wrong can cost more than money.
The pilots of the British Midland Boeing 737, which crashed onto the M1 in January, have broken their public silence about the accident.
Until the fire alarm rang, we had no indication of problems with the left engine.
75% of our accidents with aircraft are caused by pilot error. Well, that's crazy. You know, if 75% of something is caused by humans, it means it must be something wrong with the equipment.
Systems which are designed for life-critical applications, air traffic control, military, medical applications, police and fire dispatch, where lives are on the line. We've got to make this task performable, rapid, and highly accurate so that these people can get their jobs done correctly.
So how do HCI designers help users to get on quickly and efficiently with their jobs? To understand the present state of HCI, it helps to begin in the past. People used to have to work with computers via something known as the operating system. For example, the Microsoft Disk Operating System, DOS.
Yes, we're getting MS-DOS messages, and we wind up with the MS-DOS prompt.
It's an example of a command line interface. Commands are typed in a line at a time.
So I use the wildcard DOS.
But an operating system is an unfriendly place, as Bruce Tognasini explains.
This is the operating system of a large high-rise hotel. Like a computer operating system, it's filled with the wires, the pipes, the equipment necessary to make the hotel work and to make the hotel occupants comfortable. In the old days of the command line interface, users were expected to walk the dark labyrinths of a world like this, never sure of where they were going, or whether they would ever get back. But today, software designers create for their users a clean, comfortable, illusory world. upstairs.
Nice.
A world like this, a visually apparent, concrete reality through which users can move at will, pointing and clicking their way through their desktop environments, even as the guests at the Hyatt Regency Hotel can wander among the many services available to them. The architect of the hotel applied certain principles of design, rules that, in many cases, are equally applicable to software. One must never drop the user into the basement. Reset. To avoid that happening, software designers have to be in on a project on the ground floor. It does no good to bring in an architect to pick out the color of the curtains when the building has already been constructed with no windows. The hotel environment is filled with objects familiar to us all, the house phone, the brochure rack, the bell. Software designers employ a methodology, tools of the trade, that result in objects and environments that are similarly consistent with user expectations. One hopes.
To make users feel comfortable, successful software surrounds them with pictures or icons of familiar objects. Because such environments are meant to resemble the everyday world, designers say they're using a metaphor.
The big win in the personal computing business was to move from a command line, which is not a metaphor, to the best of my knowledge, to something more visually based, such as a desktop metaphor. It provides an immediate point of entry and contact with the user.
Guests arriving at a new hotel don't need to read a manual or user's guide to work out how to check in or use the many services the hotel provides. They have an understanding or mental model of how the hotel works based on their previous experience. Good software uses metaphors which allow people to draw on their mental models of how the world works.